I don't know why people have this mentality. The console wars are absolutely exhausting. Everyone's so quick to try to edge out we won on this and we got that and you guys will never get this. Your side sucks. PC, PlayStation, Xbox, it's all ridiculous. They're all games. Just enjoy the game. And now this comes out where Baldur's Gate 3 is being touted by PlayStation as an exclusive and a big win, even though the only issue is Baldur's Gate 3 is supposed to come out on Xbox, but it got delayed. It's still supposed to come out on Xbox. I don't think that has ever changed. Xbox is still getting Baldur's Gate. At the end of the day, Baldur's Gate is actually like a PC first like game, but I guess PlayStation fans are saying it's ours and you guys suck. Get bent, Xbox. Even though it's the stupidest argument in the world. I don't know why we're like this. How did we get here? Oh, yes. The real reason people play Baldur's Gate. This is the important stuff. Let's get it on.
What does that look like to you?
Attention!
It's the bear.
Bear fucker!
Well, it's illegal, Burton. I know that.
It's illegal.
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse than PlayStation fanboys rioting New York City and destroying everything in their way to get a PS5.
Well, it's the media, see?
Okay, that got a little out of hand. That situation was a little over the top. Admittedly, it wasn't well organized and it wasn't well thought through at all. And I think everyone involved in that situation has learned a lesson. Maybe. Hopefully.
When it's white people, it's survival, and when it's black people, it's looting.
Is where the lunacy would finally end.
God.
2023 says, but wait!
There's more.
If there was any time to get your blood levels checked, now would be it, my dear ponies. From passing out over Hi-Fi Rush's success to nearly having a heart attack over Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. Something tells me all those toxic chemicals that their kidneys are supposed to filter out are now reaching their brains, with Forspoken being an absolute disaster to start off the year, to Final Fantasy 16 not making any waves, with the slow realization that
I don't think that that's necessarily fair. I think Final Fantasy 16 did all right. It hasn't done as well as like previous entries into the franchise, and people do enjoy the game. Like, it seems to be like a complete game that doesn't have a whole lot of problems. It's just not as exciting as let's say Baldur's Gate, but at the same time, it's the 16th entry into the Final Fantasy world. At some point, a franchise is just not as exciting as it used to be, right? I don't think the game's bad, and I don't think people are like dumping on it. I just think it's not as exciting because, one, it's something that not everyone has access to, and two, it's a really long franchise that has a lot of entries, and at this point it's just another one, right? But I think people enjoyed it.
Spider-Man 2 is not enough. Right? They've decided to claim Baldur's Gate 3 as their own.
You can't do that. You have to go by.
That's right. In a desperate attempt to catch a W over Xbox, ponies are now capping for a genre of games they never play. When's the last time you ever saw a single PlayStation fanboy praising isometric Western RPGs or any tabletop role-playing game for that matter?
Not me.
Never. You never see it happen.
To be fair, there are a lot of people that never considered this genre or wanted to play anything in this genre ever before Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3 is so exciting to so many people because it got the hype and attention to introduce a large amount of people into an easy entry franchise in a genre they've never experienced. So it's a completely new experience for so many people because so many people have never played anything in the genre, and this is their first time playing something in the genre. So it's new, exciting, and different. Just saying.
But seeing as it has over 800,000 people playing it on PC and nobody's paying attention to Final Fantasy 16, once they found out the game wasn't coming to Xbox in 2023, they now want to claim the success of this game as a PlayStation exclusive. They really took a look at this game, which isn't even on PS5 yet, and said, this is mine.
This is mine, and this is mine, and
Yeah,
that's
sure.
mine, and this
Sounds
is
right.
mine.
The funniest part is there's a tweet that encapsulates perfectly everything going on right now. I'm from era where console players used to roast games like Baldur's Gate 3, calling them top-down PC dog shit. Things has really changed, eh?
Pepperidge Farm remembers. But Pepperidge Farm ain't just going to
That's
keep
fair.
it the Pepperidge Farm shelf free of charge.
It's a fair argument.
Covey Pepperidge Farms remembers. Back when Divinity Original Sin 2 came out, only on PC at the time, and was one of the most highly rated games. Every single PlayStation personality you could think of was trashing it, saying, wow, this is what PC gamers are left to play, because they don't have games like ours, huh? And now a few years later, they want to brag about a PC game over their actual exclusive Final Fantasy 16. This is like last year where they wanted to give Sony credit for Elden Ring because Sony owns a small percentage of From Software. But in this case, Sony has nothing, quite literally nothing
Fair
to
argument.
do with Larian Studios. Those guys built the majority of their success off PC players, and now ponies want the credit.
True.
And they don't even have the game yet. Can you believe these guys are hyping a PC game over a console exclusive? An actual exclusive of theirs too. Never.
I don't know how widespread this is, but like it is something that I've seen a lot out of the Sony camp is the wanting to like expand the war on the console wars. And like, you know what? Xbox was told to just get over it for so long. Like PlayStation has better games that like the fact that the companies are getting on an even footing now just drives some people insane. But at the end of the day, I don't understand it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me to like try to rub things in other people's faces just because of whatever. It's really weird that they want to hold up this win, even though like they still don't have their version. It's only on the PC. It's still coming to Xbox. It's just coming to Xbox later than it's coming to PlayStation. Like, what is the actual win here? Oh, you get it a little bit earlier, but you still got it later than the game has been out. So
In my life would I have ever imagined
Big
a PlayStation fanboy capping for a game that requires some IQ points. Few years ago, they would have used footage of this game to make fun of it. Now they're using footage of it to console war. This game was never even on their radar to begin with. But because it's gonna be late to the Xbox console, that is a monumental.
Again, to be fair, it wasn't on a lot of people's radars. This game did very little marketing, flew under the radar, did not build up hype and expectations until right before it came out. People are like, oh my God, this is good. And it just took off like a rocket ship. Like, I don't think it was on a majority of people's radars until it was here. And they did an amazing job at marketing and timing and delivery of the game itself. They just knocked it out of the park on so many levels that it almost felt stealth until it was bigger than you can possibly imagine, right?
W for them, and they're cheering it on even though you know not a single one of them has any interest in playing a game like this.
And the enemy of my enemy is my
They're
friend.
gonna play it.
They're
though.
used to over-the-shoulder
gonna
quick
play
time events, not dice rolls and skill checks. On top of that, it's turn-based combat. I thought the ponies were against that. Wasn't it just like 2
Not a
weeks
huge
ago they
fan.
were arguing turn-based RPGs?
I don't know. I think turn-based is something PlayStation has done before and people have liked it. So like, I don't think that this is a very sound argument because all of the older Final Fantasies were turn-based combat, right? So it's not new to the PlayStation franchise.
not the way to go, and that's why they're praising Final Fantasy 16. Now they're changing their minds and they love turn-based combat. Come on. The only time the game is exclusive is right now, because you can only play it on PC until September 6th. And once it's on PS5, then it's not exclusive. A detail none of them seem to be including.
Correct.
And due to the sheer stupidity of ponies, it led to an actual developer from Larian Studios coming out to smack some reality back into them.
Get him!
Crazy, Baldur's Gate 3 will be a PS5 console exclusive, and Sony has nothing to do with it.
It's not a PS5 console exclusive, mate.
Shut the fuck up. Know your fucking place, trash.
Oh my
Called him
God,
out.
yeah, again! Another instance of MPG getting absolutely ratioed and decimated by developers.
Oops. Our bad.
It's not my first or my last.
You know, the funniest part is how MPG says Sony has nothing to do with it, yet he wants Sony to get all the praise. Now, I'm not quite sure who it was that got MPG to delete his tweet, because while he got ratioed...
That is an interesting point. Sony had nothing to do with it, but praise them for it. Sony's amazing, but they didn't set this up. It just happened naturally. It's kind of ridiculous. Even though, like, during that whole Xbox lawsuit thing, I think that Microsoft showed fairly efficiently that PlayStation has done so much backroom deals and bargaining and just active destruction to the point where they have essentially froze out competitors. PlayStation played dirty for a long time. So, like, if this was a PlayStation exclusive, I can almost guarantee it's because PlayStation paid a lot of money behind the scenes to make it happen and made contracts to freeze out Xbox. If it was a PlayStation exclusive, that's how it would have happened, because that's how PlayStation operates, and it's dirty as fuck.
By one of the developers to Baldur's Gate 3, it was also fact-checked by Twitter themselves. Baldur's Gate is currently being worked on for Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, as well as PS5, although the PS5 version of the game will come out first, with no current release date for the Xbox version.
You must be so embarrassed!
It's bad.
It's funny because
It's bad when the masses fact-check you. When the normal comment on like Twitter or YouTube or TikTok or anywhere, if the average comment, like the majority of comments, is fact checking you, you were just way wrong. If the internet comes together to fact check you and tell you how wrong you are, you've gone way off base.
back in my day, when ponies meant exclusive, they meant something entirely different. What constituted as an exclusive for them was something you couldn't get on any other platform, which the PS4 actually had plenty of. They used to laugh at the term console exclusive. The ponies I knew back then would have never capped for something that wasn't a permanent exclusive to their console. Something that they would be sure wouldn't be on another platform. That is what an exclusive was. Now the difference of a few months is more than enough for them to give Sony all the credit for a game that they never made. And they can't comprehend how
I think that Destiny started that shift, because I believe Destiny released content, and this was their model for PlayStation. Destiny always releases content ahead of schedule for PlayStation before Xbox, and they get some exclusive content, making Destiny a Sony exclusive-ish. Even though you can play most of the stuff, you get it like a week or two later on Xbox, but there are some things you just don't get on Xbox, like one or two like different like loot areas or whatever. So I think Destiny started this shift where we consider it like an exclusive win if we get content a little bit before ahead of Xbox. That's an exclusivity win. And I think Destiny started that mentality shift because the way they developed their content that way.
Delusional, that is. So much so that they were telling the developer he's wrong about what to label his game. That's right, the developer who said, yeah, this game is coming to Xbox and it's not exclusive to PlayStation, is being told by the ponies in that thread why he's wrong.
Whatever you do, because I don't want to misinform people here.
I don't want to spread lies.
I don't want people... You're saying Larian responded, though. I know. That's why I'm saying. I'm making it clear. I was told by them it is not a PS5 console exclusive.
Correct.
Better yet, go to the ear, nose, and throat department. Get your hearing checked.
I wasn't told what to call it. But I'm telling you that I was told it's not a PS5 console exclusive.
Because it's not.
The term exclusive has lost all meaning. I get 2023 has not been the best year for PlayStation, but my God, get a grip. What am I saying? It's too late.
There's a lot of cope out there on this one. Hasn't been a great year for PlayStation. I think that their showcase did not hit. I think their showcase did not deliver anything that got my juices flowing for PlayStation games. Xbox had, I would say, the second best showcase of the showcase season. I think Ubisoft did it the best. They had the best layout, and the way they delivered their layout was, I think, the best. I think Xbox had a good lineup, and Starfield Direct was an amazing showcase for one specific game. But the Xbox showcase, I think, could have been delivered a little bit better, but I think they had the better lineup. I think Xbox is having a really good year, and PlayStation is kind of lackluster this year. And it's not to say that like they're not going to go back and forth and they're not going to have like better showcases in the future or whatever. But I have gotten some backlash on videos I've made making this statement that Xbox had a much better showcase than PlayStation. And I don't know why, objectively looking at it as someone who's primarily PC now, I do still own an Xbox. I don't play on it very often because of the PC, but like Xbox just had a better showcase. And I get pushback on it all the time because Spider-Man 2 and like there's a lot of hate going on for Starfield right now. Like, I don't know. It's just this useless mentality of creating friction between the consoles for no reason.
They're already celebrating this as if it's a PlayStation
PS5 console exclusive, doing numbers on Metacritic. Might end up being the best reviewed new game of the year.
So let me get this straight. It's a PS5 exclusive that didn't launch on PS5 day one? Is that right? Look, I get it. Sony has not put out anything with the Metacritic score that you desire, but this is not it. This is a PC game.
Metacritic scores are useless. People are going back and forth. There's people already planning to review bomb Starfield. Like, people review bomb things on Metacritic that have nothing to do with the game but the community around it. Like, Metacritic is an absolutely useless metric at this point, unless you have a review system that forces verification that you own and have played the game. It's not going to give you any valuable research or insight into what the game actually is. Metacritic is garbage.
As we speak, talk about being the poster boy for abortion. The less alcohol fetal syndrome on Twitter, the better, please.
Hot damn! A niche CRPG, Baldur's Gate 3 is decimating Starfield in hype and popularity. You love to see it.
Yeah, you're forgetting.
One of them's out, one of them isn't. Which game are you going to be more hyped about? The game that you can play soon or the game you're playing right now? I don't think it's that hard, right?
Getting what else it's decimating right now? You know, a game that's actually
Final
released.
Fantasy
Final
16.
Fantasy 16. Where's all your attention for that? That's actually exclusive. Starfield isn't even out. We have no success to compare it to. We only have, what, Twitter analytics? You would have to live day in, day out on Twitter and nowhere else in order to value analytics on this website that much. And what's more is the Xbox will be the only console
I don't think I value it then.
Both of these titles.
Why Baldur's Gate 3 is an accidental PS5 console exclusive.
The only thing it's
accidental
exclusive to is PC right now. Oh my god.
It's an accidental exclusive.
Journalist sites are also trying to spread this. You notice not a single person out here is calling it what it actually is right now?
Stop. Like legitimate gaming news journalists are covering this that way? That is dumb. Like, where is the integrity in any statement, or where is the like journalistic ethics in all of this? That is trash if they're calling it that way and saying that's how it is.
A PC exclusive? Not
I'm
a single
shocked,
headline says
actually.
PC exclusive Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, the fact that we know this game is going to be on all 3 platforms already tells us it's not exclusive. We're so far removed from what that actually means that people are just willing to label it exclusive. And again, while it's not even out on PS5 right now, yet they're still calling it an exclusive. But for some reason won't call it a PC exclusive. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Everyone is celebrating the success of Baldur's Gate 3, except clowns.
What do you mean everyone? No, only PC gamers. They're the only ones who can actually play it right now. And Steam Deck owners. What are you celebrating?
Yes,
you don't
Steam
have
Deck.
access to it. You're not a part of the 800,000 plus people on it right now. I get ponies have separation anxiety and they can't stand not being a part of what everyone else is involved in, but you're gonna have to wait till September. Till then, you can't call it anything except what it is. A PC game. And they want to call it exclusive while they're not even going to be the first ones to play it. As a matter of fact, you guys are 2 years late.
Hashtag Baldur's Gate 3. Hashtag
That is accurate. It has been in early access on PC for a couple of years now. And like, I think that's something that's actually missed in the people talking about how bug-free the game is at launch, because they have had multiple years of product testing through early access feedback to develop where the game is now. So let's say Starfield launches and it has some bugs at start, and people point out the bugs in Starfield versus Baldur's Gate 3. The beta testing cycle and the early access cycle of the 2 games are insanely different. I think Baldur's Gate 3 did a really good job at how they did it, and I think that the early access worked really well for them to hype up the actual launch with a really good product because they had all that testing in early access. But the 2 are not comparable, right? I think people miss that in the argument of the state of launch a lot, in the fact that they had so much product testing in early access. PC gamers have had access to this game for a long time before PlayStation even heard of it, or even the bulk of the population had heard of it. At launch, it launched so well because of its large early access time. And I don't know why it's an argument that PlayStation's going to get it ahead of Xbox when it's been on or PC for so long. It's not really a flex.
Hashtag PS5. Hashtag Xbox Series S.
This looks like a kid drew it.
Kind of ridiculous, honestly.
Cute.
You think ignorance is cute? Well, I suppose you think mental retardation is downright adorable.
It's not on either of those consoles right now. Why is he bragging? This isn't even the type of game the Red Dragon would ever touch. They're all acting like they're playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now like PC gamers are. They're not. Right now, where you are is standing exactly where Squidward is, watching Patrick and SpongeBob have fun outside.
It is going to be funny if they start hyping it up like this. A lot of these big like PlayStation streamers or PlayStation content creators start hyping it up like this, and then they hate the game because it's not their genre or style. I think it'll be hilarious if they start hyping up all this, and it's going to be so great when PlayStation gets this and Xbox can't touch it, and then they hate the game because it's just not their genre or style. Or they never touch it. That would be just like chef's kiss hilarious to me. Just perfect.
Side. What's more is he actually thinks his meme was so good that he felt the need to watermark it with his name so no one else would steal this genius picture that he clearly didn't even draw. No, seriously, he thought it was so brilliant that all he did was use low resolution text font on a picture he didn't draw, and he really thought to himself, nah, this is too good. I can't have no one stealing my shit.
Baldur's Gate 3 is exclusive to PlayStation. Baldur's Gate 3 is exclusive to PlayStation.
But it's not.
Exclusive to PlayStation. Baldur's Gate 3 is exclusive to PlayStation. Baldur's Gate 3 is exclusive to PlayStation. Baldur's Gate 3 is exclusive to PlayStation.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a PlayStation exclusive. End of story.
Baldur's Gate 3 is hereby a PlayStation console exclusive until further notice. Now it's Final Fantasy 16, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Are you talking about the PlayStation 5 timed exclusive? Baldur's Gate 3? Looks great, huh?
PS5 exclusive Baldur's Gate 3 currently has over 530,000 concurrent players on Steam. Peak is close to 600,000. 94 on Metacritic.
PlayStation exclusive currently has 500,000 on Steam. PlayStation, Steam. PlayStation exclusive, lots of players, Steam. Did Steam get added to the PlayStation Store? Is Steam on the PlayStation Store now? Can you get that app on your PlayStation? PlayStation exclusive, Steam, lots of players. Noted. Got it.
PS5. Hashtag PlayStation 5.
That makes a lot of sense.
Games, third-party exclusives, third-party that happen to be exclusive because the competition is clueless, and VR games that the other side is too afraid to embrace. PS5 had an outstanding 2023.
The goddamn delusions are getting worse and worse by the year. They are so desperate for Sony to catch a W.
You know what? It makes me sad to a certain degree because I think if you're this locked in to only experiencing what is on a specific console, you're this locked in and this diehard for something, you miss out on so much opportunity and goodness. You miss out on so many things that could be enjoyable for you and your play style when you're this locked in and refuse to give anything else a chance. It makes me sad for these people. It really does.
And what has quite obviously been one of their worst years to date. Just like 2022 when Elden Ring took all the glory, they would not allow that to happen. Sony must take the credit. Sony must be recognized. Something this good cannot exist without Sony taking some credit. Before you know it, they're gonna give Sony credits for knocking up their wives. My firstborn is all thanks to Sony and Jim Ryan. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. It's bad. It's getting out of hand. 2023 has not been good for them. Rioting cities, Forspoken, Microsoft Activision deal going through.
I don't think that their year has been terrible. And Spider-Man 2 is probably going to do very well. But like, their year hasn't been terrible. Like, it's definitely like, I guess, a down year for them. They're used to riding pretty high on the waves of things, but like, I don't know. It hasn't been great, but
multiple
it hasn't been,
Xbox titles released within a year.
Fire.
What can they latch on to console war? A PC game of all things. Unbelievable. So this is what happens when PC games release on consoles. They become ammo for the console war. But before they're that, there's something console fanboys laugh at before they start taking serious. What isn't on my competitor's platform is my friend. Yeah, no. I doubt any single tweet we saw from people in this video today is coming from a person who will sit down and play a tabletop RPG. The worst part is they have to ruin my timeline with what they consider to be funny. All of these memes were terrible. Every single one of them. Oh my god. It's not too late to consider an abortion if you've been impregnated by a pony. The less of them there are, the better the world is. Less riots, less unsolicited dick pics, less doctors exposing patients, less
This is
bomb
all
threats,
trash.
less threats to developers. Seriously, wear a condom. And with that being said, I hope you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. The hell with it, I'm out of here.
Free Congo sucks ass.
Blah, blah.
I mean, I think there were some good points in there. There were a lot of personal attacks, but like this whole thing has developed into like personal attacks against PlayStation versus Xbox, Xbox versus PlayStation, console, PC against everyone, like console. Blah, blah, blah. It's all kind of madness. It needs to stop. I don't get it. Console wars needs to die. It needs to be a thing of the wayside. Play on what you enjoy gaming, and let others play wherever they want to play. It's not that hard. It's fairly simple. Go ahead and give the video a like. It was entertaining. It was a little over the top at times, but not terrible. Check out the original creator. And yeah, all I got to say about that. And subscribe. Do this stuff. You want all that? All of that. Hey there, it's Skeg Broggy. Thanks for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and follow me here on Twitch for more awesome content. Link is in the description.